I just have been watching the news over the past few days, and I've had so many thoughts in regards to the recent revelations and happenings when it comes to this collision between the adult entertainment industry and the political realm. I mean, it's just out of control, and it's so strange for me to observe because I've been an independent investigative blogger who's specialized in the world of porn news for over 7 years now. And I kind of feel like my research that I fought to retain and keep online, and fighting to retain my freedom of speech from a bunch of porn industry attorney goons was well worth it, because as I watch the events unfold when it comes to Trump and Stormy Daniels, Trump and Karen McDougal, I mean, honestly, you have to go back to Marla Maples also. Melania Trump. When you just look at everything that's unfolding around these women connected to Donald Trump, and how so much of it is linked to not just the mainstream entertainment industry, but the adult entertainment industry, it's just kind of like, I feel like these political scandals are almost custom made for exactly what my field of expertise is in. It's wild. It's funny, but it's very interesting that America and America's youth is being desensitized to so many incredibly adult themes through the vehicle that is political news. It's kind of gross when you really think about it. It really is. I actually kind of grossed myself out a little bit earlier tonight because it really struck me how I, as an American citizen, feel that I am way too privy to the current president's actions in his personal sex life. It's like, I don't really want to know his sexual history of everyone he slept with, but I know more about his sexual history than I do people I've known for years. I mean, why is the president's sexual history on public display? It's gross, and it makes me wonder, is it all a lie? Maybe Donald Trump isn't really even into women, and it's all just a great big act. Oh, who knows? But I wanted to come on here tonight and just talk about a few things that I've noticed in the adult entertainment industry blogosphere, because even though I'm not blogging about adult entertainment as of current, and I won't be doing so indefinitely. And I use the word indefinitely because you never know. I mean, I have made it known that anything that I feel is really important in regards to the Adult Performers Actors Guild Union, anything that's important about that, I will write some blogs about. But um, when it comes to just stupid, piddly little porn news, I don't care. And I don't want to blog about it. At least not right now. Maybe one day I will. But I kind of don't think I will, the more that time goes by. Um, but I did want to talk about a few things that are going on in regards to some lies that are being put out there by Shawn Tompkins, aka TRPWL, in regards to that APAG union. I don't know what his freaking problem is. Actually, I do know, because I've been dealing with the jerk for the past 7 years, basically. even though I've never met him in person. But here's the thing, he is, from my perspective, the definition of a union buster. Anytime the performers get together and try to start something good for themselves, meaning within the adult industry, there has been a group of people over the years that Shawn, aka TRPWL, has consistently been a part of that have destroyed and sabotaged the efforts of the people who are trying to do right by their peers, adult industry performers, whatever. Okay. And I feel that TRPWL, aka Shawn, is somehow compensated for his actions when it comes to his involvement in either destroying or closing certain elements and I don't even know what word I want to use, just entities that pop up with the intent to help performers. I've tried to give Shawn, aka TRPWL, opportunities to correct his behavior, to you know, turn over a new page in life, have like a fresh slate, a clean start. But I really try to see the good in people. I try really hard. Actually, I often see good in people that is not even there. At least I used to. Things have changed a little bit in my life. But when it comes to Shawn, I tried to see the good in him, but you know what? There just isn't any there. There really isn't. When I think about the actions that that man has taken unjustifiably against not just me, but certain family members of mine, when I think about how he really is a subpar writer, but because he knows how to play the good old boy game, he has been more accepted and widely received as a blogger, even though everything he does is half-ass. All right. The way that he uses people to try to get deeper into the adult entertainment industry is really obvious and sick. And the only reason he gets away with it is because he's a white guy. I mean, he totally used Ari Bass, aka Michael Whitaker, at one point in order to build up and promote his stupid TRPWL blog. All right. He tries to use everybody and he steps on people in order to cause arguments, in order to become the friend of their enemy. He's real strategic. But when it comes to the lies that he's been spewing in regards to Alana Evans and the various members of the APAG union, do not listen to him because he doesn't know what the hell it is that he's talking about. He's never even worked in the porn industry. All he's been is a blogger. He's too scared to ever get on camera. He probably couldn't even do it. He's stupid. He's real stupid. And from my perspective, he is solid evidence of how people gain from racism in America. Because the only reason that he's even free walking around doing the crap that he's doing is because he's a white guy. And that's the truth. And he knows it, which is why he's very defensive about it. And why he tries to hide behind black women and has the nerve to take down a black man every chance he gets and then beat them down and try to get them to be submissive to him. Because that's what he did to Mr. Marcus, And we're watching it happen again with Rico Strong. Who else did he do it with? Oh, Javon Jordan. Yeah. I think he tried to when it came to somebody else, but I'm not going to say who at this moment. But he's just a bad guy. Real bad guy. And what's weird about him is that it's like he tries to bring or link his guys as a porn blogger to his kids' sports teams. He's always wearing like his kids' sports team's baseball cap in pictures that he posts of himself on his blog. And it's weird. I feel like, if you're legitimately working in the adult industry as a performer and you're a parent, I can see you maybe mentioning your kids in something related to your work in like an interview or maybe on your Twitter account once in a blue moon, every once in a while. But you're really not going to merge those worlds if you really care about your children, because you don't want your kid to be known in their social circle as the kid whose parent works in porno. Okay? And I feel like from what I've really, experienced and seen of people who are true professionals in the adult industry, I feel like they do keep their children out of the public eye. But then you got some real sickos. And I kind of feel like TRPWL is one of them, because even before he was known as a blogger, he was always talking to adult performers about his own children. And it's like he uses that as like his in life. It's like, hey, I'm a parent, you're a parent. But, just there's something real weird about him. And it's going to end up coming out because he lies way too much. And he causes so many rifts between people in the porn industry via his little divide and conquer tactics that it's just sick. It's real sick what he does. And the fact that he has the nerve to be calling certain women who are trying to create positive change for other performers grannies when he's freaking 50 years old. I mean, come on. He's 50 years old. And he's going to call someone else a granny. He's going to call Alana Evans a granny. Really? And he's 50 years old. So, you might see little lies and negative propaganda about the APAG union on certain adult industry blogs, but don't believe it. There is a reason why the APAG union banner is at the top of pornnewstoday.com. And you want to know what that reason is? That reason is because they're the real deal. APAGunion.com is the real thing. And, that doctor that they're linked up with, can't think of his name right now, but that doctor, he has written some really insightful blog posts. And y'all should check it out under the Ask the Doc tab on APAG Union. Check it out. But yeah, so I'm going to try to do this screen share tonight because I want to talk a little bit about the dark side of being a porn blogger. I'm just going to talk about myself because I feel like when I was reporting as an independent investigative blogger about the Richard Nanula sex scandal a few years ago, I feel like the moment I was contacted by Keith M. Davidson, who is the attorney who wrote up that $130,000 agreement between Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump, I felt like the moment that I was contacted by Keith M. Davidson, who I assumed at the time was Richard Nanula's attorney, but today I believe he might have been Samantha Saint or Trinity St. Clair's attorney. After I was contacted by him, many bad things in my life began to happen revolving around Porn News Today, the website I owned at the time, my independent investigative blogging, um, legal people who were starting to come after me because of elements I was uncovering that are linked to the porn industry. Just a lot of bad things started to happen. A lot of interesting but bad characters started to come into my life. And now that we're learning that Keith M. Davidson was behind that agreement between Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump, I have a feeling that a lot of things that someone from the mainstream world would anticipate about this Stormy Daniels versus Trump sex scandal, a lot of things that people think would happen or are going to happen are not going to happen. This is a situation straight out of the organized crime, mafia, Twilight Zone. It just is. So let me try to do this screen share and take y'all through a few screens in regards to what I'm talking about here. All right. Now, first, I want to show y'all who Keith M. Davidson, or I'm sorry, Keith M. Davidson is. It's this guy right here. This is him. If you can see the cursor, the guy with the orange tie. And the girl that he's sitting next to is Capri Anderson. Now, a lot of you might not remember this news story, but when it happened, it was a pretty big deal. All right. Before Charlie Sheen came out about his HIV and everything, he was running wild with a whole bunch of porn stars. And Capri Anderson was one of the girls that Charlie Sheen was supposedly dating or seeing, whatever, purchasing for a little while. But he went crazy at some point and allegedly tried to beat her up. She had to like barricade herself in a hotel bathroom in the hotel suite that she was sharing with him. Police were involved. It was crazy. And then Keith M. Davidson swoops in and is like, hey, I'm her attorney. I'm representing her. And then a few years later, Charlie Sheen comes back and he's like, hey, I was being extorted by these porn stars and Keith M. Davidson was involved. But I think Keith denied it and everything. But here's a news story that I want to show y'all if it comes up, where here it is, Charlie Sheen. He says Capri Anderson tried to extort $1 million, I guess, from him. But yeah, here they're talking about denying the extortion. Keith M. Davidson, an attorney for Walsh, and I guess that's Capri Anderson's real last name, says the extortion attempt never happened. It's a blatant attempt by them to muddy the waters and confuse the situation, he tells People magazine. They are throwing a bunch of mud at the wall and hoping something will stick. Well, see, I believe Charlie Sheen. And that's just my opinion. But the reason that I believe Charlie Sheen is because this Keith M. Davidson does not have a stellar history. He was disciplined to where he couldn't practice law back in 2010. And if you go on the State Bar of California, you can check out why. Let's see. Why was he? Here it is. In August of 2010, on the 21st, someone wrote, Keith M. Davidson, 39 years old, of Beverly Hills, was suspended for 2 years, stayed placed on a 3 years of probation with a 90-day actual suspension, and he was ordered to take the MPRE within 1 year and comply with Rule 920 of the California Rules of Court. The order took effect August 21st, 2010. Davidson stipulated to 4 counts of misconduct in 3 matters. He admitted he failed to pursue a medical malpractice case by not appearing at a case management conference and later hearing, and he took 3 months to file a motion to set aside a dismissal. So he was up to a few things, because really, if look, I'm just going to put it out there, and I don't care if people are like, "Oh, Alexandra, why are you always pulling the race card?" Well, I pull the race card because the race card is reality. It is really difficult to be a white male attorney in America who gets disbarred. Okay? So Keith M. Davidson managed to do that. Says a lot about him. Okay, it really does. So anyway, he has been connected with a lot of lawsuits that seem to have to do with clients finding ways to sue rich people. You know, people who are not known or famous really finding a way to extort or sue legally, which is oftentimes legal extortion, but they figure out how, like, to get money from these people, usually for reasons pertaining around sex secrets, okay? Because a while back, and this other blogger known as Crystal Cox, she actually recorded and kept quite a bit of my work, which I'm very appreciative of, by the way. But I documented back then that Davidson represented Capri Anderson. He represented Ashton Kutcher's alleged mistress. He was actually sued himself by Tila Tequila. So it's, you know, he's involved with this Charlie Sheen thing. He's involved with the Stormy Daniels thing. And you got to remember that on that confidentiality agreement that was posted, I think on the Washington Post, they have 4 people sign that thing. And from what I saw, Gina Rodriguez, of all people, signed. And it's this woman right here. I think that is so strange because she's known as like this celebrity mistress organizer. Here she is in a picture right down here doing it. Let me see if I can bring that up. Like the girl who was caught with Tiger Woods, she was representing her. She's just like everywhere. But it's weird that she signed that agreement with Angel Ryan, aka Jessica Drake. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about. And she's rumored actually to have at one point in time have been Derek Hay of LA Direct Models' best friend. You know what? Actually, speaking of Derek Hay, there was a bit of gossip that I saw in the porn industry blogosphere when it comes to the TRPWL website being owned by Derek Hay. The current operator, known as Shawn, of that TRPWL website, he's denying that he's owned by Derek Hay. But he is kind of beholden to him because of Dave of the Luxury Companion. You see, TRPWL is a social climber, and he views Dave of the Luxury Companion and Derek Hay of LA Direct Models as being the top of the pyramid. So he'll do anything to try to get next to those two. He really wants to operate LA Direct's Twitter account, but I think it's because he wants to data mine it for potential Johns. I don't really know. But He is he will never go against anything that's against Derek Hay because he wants to work with him so bad in the future. He'll never go against anyone that has a tie to the luxury companion. Never will. And he'll backstab just about anyone and everybody else, just so you know. I'm serious. He's got a problem. I actually think he's a little mildly autistic. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you've ever spoken to him, you can tell that something isn't quite right. But maybe no one in his family wanted to acknowledge it. I think right now he's trying to get Derek Hay to pay him $11,000. Don't pay him, Derek. Don't pay him, Dave. Don't pay them any more money. Because he can't do anything. Not at all. And really, if y'all really wanted revenge on him, you could get it at this point. He's really not in the best position. But anyways, just don't listen to him. But yeah, he definitely is kind of owned by Derek Hay because whether he gets money from him or not, he wants acceptance from him, so he'll do anything to be his friend. So anyway, let's go back to the screen share because I want to look at some more shit. All right. So anyway, I was talking about this Gina Rodriguez who signed on that same document as Stormy Daniels and Jessica Drake, aka Angel Kelly. I hope that there's going to be some sort of an interview with Jessica Drake because I feel like she knows something. And I feel like Donald Trump did do something to her without her consent. Everyone thinks that she's being like overly dramatic, but for some reason, I don't think she is. Because when you look at Trump, I mean, we're learning that he's such a freaking predator if what these women are saying is the truth. I mean, he's specifically targeting women who have low self esteem, because that's what working in the entertainment industry does to you, who feel like they're not special at all. And then his line, and we learned that this is his line because we heard Stormy say it and we heard Karen McDougal say it. His line is, wow, you know, you're really special. Ew. But the girls who hear that, they've been so beaten down and turned out by the entertainment industry that when someone says that in what sounds like a genuine tone, because keep in mind, Trump is a bit of an actor and quite the salesperson, they probably bought it, and that's why they slept with him, because they were like, finally, somebody thinks I'm special. He cares about me. Wrong. In my opinion, he is a predator. Dum dum dum. On the prowl. But getting back to that Keith M. Davidson, I thought it was interesting that Wolf Blitzer brought up Keith Davidson to Stormy Daniels' lawyer, Michael Avenatti. I was really glad to see this man do that. Wolf Blitzer. There he is. He looks like a little wolf. That's like the perfect name for him. I wonder if like he was raised by wolves and somebody found him and they were like, we will call you Wolf. He's like, oh. no. I'm just kidding. But, yeah. So Wolf did bring up to Michael, he's like, "Hey, what's going on with this Keith M. Davidson?" And Michael Avenatti did not really have an answer. And you know why I think he didn't have an answer? Because I don't think that anyone knows what's going on with Keith M. Davidson. I bet they're trying to get him to play ball with the rest of, the crew, but he doesn't really know what to do because he's beholden to way too many people. It's like if he gets on Team Stormy, then quite a few of his porn linked clients are going to hate him. Also, the president would hate him. If he gets on the team with the president, then a bunch of people in the porn industry are probably going to turn him in. So I don't know. I think he should just disappear into Mexico because he's in trouble, in my opinion. I think he is in some trouble. And really, I think it all goes back to the Richard Nanula thing. Because when that man contacted me, I thought he was Richard Nanula's attorney, but I don't think he was. I don't think so at all, and I think that that was probably a bad payoff that really didn't quite work out considering what happened with Richard Nanula's career, and that was not right. And why is it always Wicked Pictures girls linked into Keith M. Davidson? Jessica Drake. I think Jessica Drake has Gloria Allred, but Stormy Daniels. And with the Nanula thing, that was with a Wicked Pictures girl known as Samantha Saint. So, I think he's in trouble. That's what I think. So I guess that's about it for tonight. I don't really have anything else to talk about. But thanks for popping in with me and joining me on tonight's Porn News Today Live, hosted by Alexandra Mayers, me, of alexandramayerslive.com. I have a little laryngitis, so sorry about that. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.